There's a tiny mountain region in Sardinia that most people have never heard of, and something genuinely weird is happening there. You've probably heard Sardinia is a blue zone, one of those rare places where people just don't seem to die young. Olive oil, vegetables, fish, the Mediterranean diet. But here's what nobody's talking about. In basically every country on Earth, women outlive men. It's not even close. It's one of those facts we just accept, except here. So in this remote stretch of Sardinia called Barbagia, we're talking tiny villages tucked into limestone mountains. Men are living just as long as women. In some villages, longer. In fact, it has the highest concentration of men over 100 years old anywhere on the planet. Ciao.
Ciao bella. Ciao bella.
In this video, we're going to talk about why this is the case, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's something else going on here. Something that has nothing to do with food. And once you hear it, you're going to think about every meal you've ever eaten differently. I'm saving that for the end. This is Giovanni. He's 96, lives in a village just outside Orgosolo, and the first thing he offered me wasn't coffee, wasn't water, it was milk thistle tea. Now, I'd heard of milk thistle. I thought of it as that supplement people take after a big weekend. You know the one. But Giovanni drinks 3 cups of this stuff before breakfast. I tried it, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's bitter. Like, really bitter. But here's why this matters. The active compound in milk thistle is silymarin. When you drink it as the whole plant in tea, not as a concentrated pill, but the actual leaves steeped in hot water, it does 3 things. It brings down inflammation throughout the body, it actively repairs your liver cells, and over time, studies show that it lowers LDL cholesterol. No drugs, just a weed that grows on the hillside outside his door. Okay, let's talk about wine. So there's this Sardinian red called Cannonau. You might have seen it name dropped in a longevity study or two. But what you probably haven't heard is why it's different from every other red wine out there. And yes, I am about to tell you that wine might be good for you. Cannonau grapes are one of the oldest varieties in the world. These grapes produce 2 to 3 times more polyphenols than standard wine grapes. And because of the volcanic soil here, plus the intense UV exposure at altitude, these grapes produce 2 to 3 times more polyphenols than standard wine grapes. Polyphenols, specifically one called resveratrol, activate proteins in your body called sirtuins. They repair DNA, they calm down inflammation in your arteries, they help your body handle insulin better. Now, the Barbagia men drink a small glass at lunch and a small glass at dinner every day. Always with food, never without. And that's why this is considered as a medicine. It's all about the dose and the context. If Cannonau isn't available where you live, a good Sardinian import is worth hunting down. And if you don't drink alcohol at all, dark grape juice and pomegranate juice have similar polyphenol profiles. Different experiences, but the chemistry overlaps. All right, now we get to the food that genuinely surprised me the most. Meet Pecorino sardo, hard aged sheep's milk cheese. And look, I know what you're probably thinking. Cheese, saturated fat, bad for you. That's been the message for like 50 years. Oops, sorry. But here's what changes everything. These sheep are not in a factory. They roam the Sardinian hillsides eating whatever they find. Wild clover, fennel, herbs, flowers. And that diet completely changes the nutritional makeup of their milk. Grass-fed, wild forage sheep's milk has dramatically higher levels of omega-3s compared to regular dairy. We're talking levels that compete with oily fish. And of course, omega-3s are the foundation of heart and brain health. The Barbagia men eat this cheese every day, thick slices with their meals. And because it's aged, the lactose is almost entirely gone. So even if you're lactose intolerant, you can usually handle it. The takeaway here isn't eat more cheese. It's that the same food, dairy, can be inflammatory or anti-inflammatory, depending entirely on how the animal lived and what it ate. If you can find good grass-fed sheep's milk cheeses or quality grass-fed dairy, the nutritional difference is not small. It's significant. The tea, the wine, the cheese, that's all real and it all matters. But I told you there was something else, something that stopped me cold when I realized what I was seeing. It wasn't another superfood. It wasn't a supplement. It wasn't even a recipe. It was this. In Barbagia, nobody eats alone. There's a cultural practice here, centuries deep, of eating every meal as a shared ritual. And when researchers started digging into why the men specifically live so long here, they kept coming back to this one thing. The longevity isn't just dietary, it's relational. When you eat in community, your cortisol levels drop. Cortisol is the stress hormone, directly linked to belly fat storage, inflammation, and accelerated aging at the cellular level. Eating together also slows down the pace of a meal. You digest better. Your blood sugar doesn't spike as hard. Your body produces more of the gut peptides that tell your brain you're full now. That gives you what researchers call ikigai, a Japanese concept that translates to a reason for being. And that psychological piece, it affects your biology, right down to your telomeres, the protective caps on your DNA that determine how fast you age. So the most powerful health intervention available to us doesn't cost anything, doesn't require a prescription, and can't be sold in a bottle. You just have to put down your phone and eat dinner with another human being. I know, truly groundbreaking stuff. So I went to Barbagia expecting to find some magical ingredient, and those things are real. The tea, the wine, the cheese, they're not nothing. But the honest truth is, the food only works because of the life it's embedded in. Meals that last 2 hours, tables with 3 generations sitting at them. The expectation that you show up and that someone will notice if you don't. You can buy milk thistle tea online. You can track down Cannonau wine. You can find good Pecorino. But the hardest thing to replicate, and the thing that might matter most, is the person sitting across from you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.